Hey guys, so this is a video I wasn't expecting to make and just kind of thrown Maria on because she seems quite fitting. These are my thoughts, opinions and feelings and predictions to the new Konami Silent Hill announcements. Please understand these are my opinions, they don't count for anything. So please no mean comments because this is just my thoughts and opinions. Obviously everyone's entitled to their own, and obviously we don't know too much about these games. These are just my thoughts and feelings on the full game announcement. So let's just get into it. Okay, so the first one I'm going to start off with was the Silent Hill Townfall. Now, we didn't really see too much of this. I'm kind of hoping it's kind of like a side game, but not like Homecoming or Downpour. I don't really have an opinion of this one yet. I'm not sure what to expect. I've not played any games by this company. I mean, I think that trailer didn't really show enough to give much of an opinion of it. It was just kind of a little bit of dialogue and zooming in onto a radio with a screen. I'm guessing with the name with Townfall though, it's definitely going to be set in the main Silent Hill. That's my guess anyway. Honestly, I don't have a lot of thoughts or opinions on this. I guess it's kind of one of those wait and see what happens. But I don't know, that one could be interesting. Okay, Silent Hill Ascension is the next one I'm going to talk about, and this one, it's kind of worrying. This one kind of worries me a little bit because it says an interactive event, so I'm thinking with Behaviour working on it. Behaviour are most well known for Dead by Daylight, which is like a online multiplayer game. I don't mind Dead by Daylight. I enjoy Dead by Daylight, but I understand it's not for everyone. And from my first initial thoughts when I looked at this, I thought it's going to be a kind of Konami version of a Dead by Daylight, kind of reverse that Resident Evil thing they tried to make. That Resident Evil thing they kind of tried to do, a Dead by Daylight with it. I feel like Dead by Daylight has become so big and popular that a lot of companies are like, we're gonna make our own version, and I don't know, it just seems like that creature thing could be their killer. I don't know, that's my thoughts on it. I don't really know. However, they did kind of hint that it could be like an Until Dawn kind of experience, which I don't mind that kind of thing either, given Man of Medan, I haven't played the others, had a multiplayer or two-player function which kind of worked because, you know, your friend makes the other decisions for the other characters, which shapes the story. I don't really know. I don't know with that one because it feels like it could be a combination of the two from what was said and shown, so it's like if we're getting like a Dead by Daylight mixed with an Until Dawn, I'm not really sure how that's gonna work, but yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to wait with that one. The visual of that, I'm like, it looks kind of odd to me, but I don't know. It's just this creature thing. I don't really know. Is it gonna fit into the main Silent Hill storyline, or is this just gonna be one of those? But my initial reaction to Silent Hill F was that it looked very Fatal Frame, Forbidden Siren-like, and I'm like, this doesn't feel like Silent Hill at all. But then a friend told me that it was being worked on by, hopefully I'm not butchering the name, Ryukishi, who made one of my absolute favourite animes of all time, Higurashi. I don't know if a lot of Silent Hill fans watched Higurashi. I mean, I know there's a visual novel as well and a manga, but I don't have a PC and the mangas are really expensive. However, as a big lover of the anime, this gives me a lot of hope. There is some absolutely gruesome scenes in Higurashi Like, I'm just gonna put a couple of screenshots. I'm not gonna give anything away because I don't know. I also don't want to like give something gross and have like, oh no, this video is banned. Higurashi has some really violent, gruesome moments, which I think from that trailer there's going to be some horrific looking things like that. The holes. Ugh, no. The storyline in Higurashi I think is just so good. There's so many twists and turns. But I am confused as to how they're gonna have Silent Hill in Japan, as I always assumed it was just based in the town. The guy who writes Higurashi has often done a lot of violent things in the show, and I assume the manga and the visual novel. But these violent things are not just thrown in for the sake of it. They have some meaning and some reason behind it, so I'm hoping they're not going to do some just kind of shock value thing for the sake of it being violent and gory. The stories are always quite complex and a lot of the time a little bit confusing, which I do worry about because I know some people are like, I don't get it, I don't know what's going on, which I understand the frustration. I've definitely played a few games where I didn't understand what was going on and had to Google what it was all about. However, they do kind of tie up in the finales of these things, so it makes more sense. I'm hoping he will have a game that's like that, maybe a couple of alternate paths you could take for different endings, I don't know. No idea what to expect. Another thing I really like is the visuals of this one. The character, she looks great. I think she still looks like a video game character. I'm gonna get into this about the finale section. How I don't like hyperrealism faces. I think it is trying too hard to focus on graphics rather than story, games, gameplay and just immersion. Like they just think, we gotta make her look super real, that's what everyone wants. But I like that she has some kind of gaminess to her, so you can really immerse yourself into it and not just think, oh, there's some uncanny valley weirdness with the faces. I don't know if that's just me, obviously these are my opinions, don't come at me, but I don't like these like hyper realistic faces. I like that she looks like a game character still, and it definitely has piqued my interest the most. And could this be potentially like an origin of something? It has definitely interested me the most out of all the games that were shown, and I hope we see more of this one soon. This one is the one I think everyone wants to hear my opinions on the most, and it is the Silent Hill 2 reboot, remaster, remake. We don't really know exactly how this is going to turn out. First up, my reactions. I hate James's face. I think he looks like Saul Goodman got to Walter White's good stuff and is just... I don't like it. I think it's too hyper-realistic. I don't like this hyper-realism. It's got some weird uncanny valleyness to it. It's just something not quite right. I hope this is just early development imagery and they fix that. The image of Mary at the top, she looks pretty. I like her, she's beautiful, and I hope that's the face they give Maria. Because she looks a bit more gamey and not, I hope when she speaks and stuff it's not that weird kind of animation and uncanny valleyness again. I don't know if it's just me being weird with this thing. I hope somebody else understands what I mean with this. It's why I think the Resident Evil games, like 2 and 3 reboot, are so ugly looking, because it's just... I don't know, there's something about it, I just hate it. I'm sorry guys, if you love it, I just can't. The voiceover as well. So James, I'm not 100% how much I'm sold on it yet. Mary, or Maria, whoever did, well I guess it's going to be the same voice. The Mary voiceover sounded pretty decent. I think there's something about the original voice actors that just, it can't be replaced for me. I hope they're not going to go down the whole edgelord, look at me, I'm so sad, sad boy hours, James, and just like the noose thing. Like, what was that? What is that? Is it just going to be the puzzle? You know, there was a puzzle in Silent Hill where you have to pull the nooses. I'm hoping it was just a hint of that and not just like, I hate life, I'm gonna we're gonna use the whole mental illness thing. It didn't push that he's just like unhinged or some edgelord who's gonna talk through the entire game. I hope there's not too much of that. It was like, whine, complain, complain. Here is my concerns. Everyone is coming for Bloober. Now, I don't really think I've played a Bloober game because they're all for next gen or PC, which I don't own. I've only ever watched YouTube videos of people playing their games, and they're not the best, but they're not the worst, so I'm like, this... it feels like they're a company that just loves the hyper-realism thing, and the rest just lacks something, which I worry about, because Silent Hill 2 is one of my favourite thoughts on what could happen with this game. Is this game going to have a lot of changes? Are they going to go a whole Resident Evil 2 and 3 where they are, it to me feels like they are soft rebooting the franchise to fit their new narrative, to link in with their newer things like Seven and Village, which that is how I feel Resident Evil is going. I feel like they've completely scrapped the ideas for 6 and Revelations 1 and Revelations 2. I think they are trying to rebuild that game set a lot, and I don't like that. If you already have something that's great, work on it and don't try and change what was already perfect. So that is my worry. They're going to change too much and it'll stray from what made the original Silent Hill so great. So that's my worry on if it's going to be a soft reboot or an entire reboot. I don't know. I don't want it rebooted. If you're going to go and do a whole Resident Evil 1 situation, or Crash Bandicoot or Spyro Reignited, where you are going to make it true to the original and just maybe add a few little good things. Resident Evil did this with Lisa Trevor. Then, okay, I'm all for it. I'll give it a chance. But if you're going to go the whole, let's have Pyramid Head chase you throughout the entire game, or having looping corridors where, oh look, something's changed, something jumps out at you, here's a jump scare. I'm not for that. I don't want it. You can keep it. I'm hoping if they do add changes, it'll be more depth to maybe characters such as Angela, or Eddie, or Laura, something just a little bit more that doesn't take away from the original game's perfection, but could add a bit more to these other characters without spoon feeding it. I also don't like the whole spoon feeding aspect where they leave nothing to the player's imagination, which was my problem with Life is Strange Before the Storm. I liked the original game, left Rachel Amber as a mystery and left to the imagination, and then Before the Storm spoon fed it and you were forced into seeing what this character's like, and it just didn't work for me. My final thing is, why did they do 2 before 1? If they're trying to bring new people into this franchise, I'm not sure if people are going to buy a game that has the number 2 slapped on it and then try and get the first game and realise it's a PS1 game that is quite expensive to get hold of. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't know what they're doing. Is it just because 2 is the most popular, they're just trying to get some money or something? I don't know. what do I think? I'm excited for Silent Hill F. I really am interested to see more of that. Ascension, I'm on the fence about. I don't really know how I feel about that. Townfall, again, I'm not really sure how I feel on that one because it didn't really give too much. It's a little bit interesting, that one. It seems like, could this be like a far back origin of the fall of the town of Silent Hill? I don't know. I'd be interested to see that one a little bit more. Obviously I've just said F is the one I'm most excited about. I hope we see more of that soon, but I feel like we're gonna get this Silent Hill 2 reboot, remaster, remake, whatever it's gonna end up being before anything else, given that trailer had the most sustenance. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys. This is a video kind of to just push away from people asking me on Twitter, Facebook, streams, everything. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, what you're excited about, what you're worried about, what you liked, what you didn't like. Yeah, if there's any other questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I tried my best to fill this video with as much as I could, but because of the camera batteries dying on me constantly, I feel like I've rushed things and I could have missed things. So yeah, feel free, leave a comment, I'll do my best to reply, and yeah. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe. I do a lot of Silent Hill content and I also stream regularly all horror games if you want to check that out. If not, I do post the videos on YouTube, but they take a long time to go up because of editing. But yeah, feel free, check my links below, give it a like, subscribe, try and help me get to 1,500 subs. Bye! I'm not your Mary. Bye!